Hey everyone, this is Hollander Cooper
And Lorenzo Valoria.
here from GamesRadar.com, checking out the new Mass Effect DataPad app for the iPhone and iPad. We're actually checking it out on the iPad here, and we're going to jump into the different features. It's free, so no matter what we say, you should probably get it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome for being free.
So the first thing is Mass Effect News. It's literally just a Twitter feed of Mass Effect's official Twitter, which you can check by just going to Mass Effect's official Twitter. The mail section, though, is really cool. You actually get in-game messages from your teammates, like little texts.
Yeah, when I logged into mine was empty, so I guess I don't have a lot going on in game. So, but
It's just they're all short. You can just look through them. It's just like they react to your options. I brought on the reporter onto my ship, and she at one point she asked me like, "Whoa, what should I report to people?" And I could have the option of either just like tell them about Earth or complain about Cerberus. And I chose to complain about Cerberus, and like 5 minutes later on the app, I got a message where the first option where you couldn't believe my fan mail. People hate Cerberus, so it's just a cool little cool feature. Next is media, which is exactly what it sounds like.
You can a bunch of trailers and screenshots, which is kind of handy. They look really nice on the iPad, especially.
Yeah. And then is Galaxy at War. Galaxy at War is probably the most robust feature of this whole thing. Yeah. It takes a little bit to load, though. So
a little bit of a mini game helps you get some war assets and extra points for your game.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's our iPad acting weird or what, but you actually have to kind of view this in. It looks like you have to view it in landscape or portrait mode. But if you go into it, you can see you can actually send people on missions. I've sent them already, and they'll get different things. Like for this one, I got a plus 8% readiness and 600 credits, which is actually really cool because readiness has a big part in the game. And you send people on missions just by clicking things.
It's actually a decent amount of readiness, too.
It is, because, I mean, 100% is the most, and you only get like a little bit. You start at 50%, and you have to play multiplayer to get more. This is one of the only other ways to get more.
Yeah, and I did one little mission here, and I got 1%, so that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and if you don't feel like playing multiplayer, it's another good option.
And it also displays the readiness for each section of the galaxy here. So it looks like, since you finished the game, you're pretty cleared up. But when I checked it out on my account, the whole galaxy was red. So I'm totally not prepared for the invasion.
And you can go to each one, and of course, since it's BioWare, they all have their own little blurb of text, and you can hit deploy, and then it loads for a second, and you see a little ship go there, and then in like an hour or two, you get to reap the rewards, and you can upgrade your stuff too, which is cool. Just if you want to like, oh, I want this to take longer, or I want to get more bonus readiness, there, boom, now I'm going to get more readiness. It's that simple. And the last thing, which is probably going to be the coolest thing just for like even after the fact. All right, and last up is Codex, which is probably the coolest thing in terms of like stuff that you're going to continue checking out. It's just the Codex.
And it gives you a lot of things to read, especially if you're just...
Yeah, and it's all voice acted,
just
too.
Hanging out on the bus or whatever, yeah, you could hear the voice narrating the whole thing.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just so much information. You can go and it's like, oh, I want to find out. Boom.
The planet Rannoch, an arid planet orbiting an older...
And it has so much information.
Awesome.
It's just like essentially a portable Wikipedia for the Mass Effect universe.
Yeah, you can catch up on Mass Effect as you're diddling around with your iPad.
Yeah, and I don't think the secondary ones don't have it because they're not as important. But it's still cool. You have like access to, like let's say you're playing through and somebody mentions you see an atlas and you want to see what it's talking about. Oh, here's a ton of information on the atlas. Just a cool little feature, and that's it. I mean, you have access to your Origin account and stuff, some other basic little things, but that's the bulk of it. I really wish this was out when I played through the game. I'm sort of upset that it came out a week late.
I'm still playing through the game, so I get to use it. And it's 420 on Ilum.
Yes, it is. It is 420 on Ilum, indeed. So, yeah, that's it. Check it out, and be sure to check back on Games Radar for more Mass Effect and other game news.